Hello everybody, Glass Half Dead here, and today I'm doing something that's a little bit strange. Why is it strange? Well, I'm gonna say GW's done something good. I don't generally talk about Games Workshop that much. I talk about the game, the lore, etc. The company I actually try to avoid talking about because in general I'm pretty neutral on them. A lot of people might take that neutrality as negativity when I'm insulting their prices or whatever, and generally because of the way a company acts, I'm obviously more likely to criticize their anti-consumer practices. However, they fixed one of them, and I'm going to talk about it. I don't have anything useful to say, but considering that the last time I mentioned Games Workshop, essentially they lied to the community. Now what they did was no doubt due to poor communication and ignorance, but I'm generally of the opinion that if you do something wrong and then you don't apologise for it or you don't call it out, then at that point it does become intentional. But it wasn't intentional, the original issue, but okay, whatever, fine, moving on. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the good thing they've done. The thing that I'm actually really hopeful for, the thing that I think is a genuinely good policy that Games Workshop has done. And I don't think it's a big deal. But, considering that I always slag GW off, I feel like I have to put this out. So, the first thing that you all have to know is that if you're a subscriber to my channel, I'd like to give you a big double hello. Very wholesome, very pleasant. Similar, in a way, to Games Workshop in this particular case. If you want yourself a double hello in the next video, subscribe now. Thank you very much. Let's talk about Age of Sigmar, and let's talk about the fact that it is, I'm recording this on Wednesday, it went live on Saturday. So we're looking at 5 days, and I can still buy Age of Sigmar 3 Dominion. Now, why is that a good thing? So, you're hearing online vaguely, like, I don't put any credence to these people, I think they're probably just trolls. But you're hearing online that people are like, oh, this means that Age of Sigmar is a dead game, it's not selling, it's all about 40k, blah blah blah. I just don't think that's the case. But of course, we have a very recent case study of Indomitus, and how that sold out, not even within the weekend, on the day, and then they had to release, like, was it several days later, or was it the next weekend, saying, hey, we're doing, made to order. This is really good. Okay, guys, one of the biggest things that everyone in the community has complained about is that you cannot get hold of Games Workshop products. Everything Games Workshop releases these days, it feels like they're preying on FOMO, they're preying on the fact that they're doing more and more limited runs, and it just feels horrible. In fact, I'm honestly so glad that they're currently doing Age of Sigmar, because I don't want to play Age of Sigmar. So I don't even have to think, oh, do I want to buy that new army? Do I want to buy that new codex? They've announced a new codex, do I want to go and start building an army for that? I'm not saying I do that all the time, although I often do thanks to depression buying, but it's nice to not even have to think about it. How has Games Workshop managed to do this? It seems, I would suspect, twofold. The first thing is they now have a queue system on their website, and they have a limit of 2 per customer. Now, I'm sure that there's a way to, like, spam the site with purchase bots or something like that, but that's beyond, like, 99% of people. The dedicated few might do it, good for them, but most people that just want to buy, like, 5 extra boxes, they can't really do that now. Putting a hurdle in the way, a lot of people are going to fall at the first hurdle. These are basic prevention tactics. The other thing they've done is they've obviously ramped up production. We could blame that on COVID. In fact, I'm sure that COVID does have something to do with the lack of Indomitus boxes. However, I think, and this is something a lot of people have mentioned before, myself included, that Warhammer is just bigger now. COVID, across the entire wargaming industry, raised sales. I know this, everybody knows this. It wasn't just Warhammer, it wasn't just Games Workshop, it was every single company that I know of. I'm sure there are some that, lost, but in general, every company that is in wargaming, Corvus Belli, Privateer Press, Mantic, all these people, they all made more money in lockdown. People had more time, they were stuck inside, they wanted something to do. Everyone made more money in this industry. And I'm sure that you have seen online, just like I have, there are suddenly lots of big Warhammer channels coming out. Why is that? Where have they sprung up from? They've all come in the last year alone. Well, it's because we're getting a lot of mainstream attention. People are coming over from larger channels where they already have dedicated fan bases. I'm specifically thinking of computer gamers. For example, Dice Check, they've come over. If you check out their metrics, they're doing crazy numbers. And when I first saw them, I was like, oh, where did these guys come from? Why haven't I heard of them before? And you know, it turns out that it's, you know, like 2 or 3 guys that already have million+ followings from the computer gaming industry, which is of course wargaming adjacent, and they brought them over. Cool. So with these comparatively bigger names coming over to the wargaming sphere, Games Workshop just had a huge amount of demand that they didn't expect because of COVID and because of larger names bringing over more people that suddenly want to buy a box or 2 of Marines. God, guys, don't buy Marines. And you know what? I am more than ready to criticize Games Workshop when they screw up. But in this instance, I feel I have to praise them because, what was it, Piety and Pain? Sold out in like an hour. I wanted to go and check it out. I remember the day like it was yesterday, because it almost was. You know, I was editing a video for the channel, not thinking. I was in the zone of editing, and at like you know, pre-orders go live at 10. I went to go check it at like 11:30. It was gone. Like, it wasn't even on their site anymore. They'd taken it down. That's how quickly it sold out. I was like, okay, fine. Luckily, I didn't want to buy it, so it's fine. But still a pretty big issue for those that did. So I'm honestly just saying, well done, GW. There you go. I'm not always negative. Games Workshop made a good decision here. What I want to see going forwards is a similar thing done for Black Library limited editions. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they can do it. I think the scalping market for Black Library limited editions is insane. I wish there was a way they could do it for Black Library limited editions. In fact, honestly, I would like to see all Black Library limited editions going to, you know, made to order, print to order. I don't think the way scalpers deal with that is fair at all. You know, they just did the Tanith. They did a big collector's edition of Tanith. I was waiting in line, and by the time I got on the site, it was sold out. I didn't want to buy it, so it was fine. But I did see, oh, it's already sold. I'm sure I've put up behind me somewhere how much it's currently going for on eBay, right? And you know that's an unopened limited edition. Somebody bought that to scalp it. You can't do the same tactics with the Black Library limited edition because they are so much more limited. You do genuinely have to do a print to order. Because otherwise it's always going to end up on eBay, because that's how that kind of thing works. It's not quite the same as a limited edition box set. Anyway, this video was just made in fairness to GW. Call them out when they're doing bad, but if you do that, you have to praise them when they do good. Well done, GW, I guess. Guys, I know we're this far into the video and you're like, what's the point? The point is GW's done good, but because it's not negative, nobody views that as a point. That's the issue with the online sphere. That's why drama videos get more views than anything else. That's why negativity sells. This video, I will be shocked if I break 1,000 views. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares that GW did something well. There you go. So I am making this video purely for myself, so that I can tell myself that I am genuinely fair and even towards GW, our corporate overlords. Anyway, that's the end of the video, everybody. If you made it this far, what do you think about Age of Sigmar 3.0 Dominion not selling out? Genuinely, I think it's a good thing. I think GW produced enough, expected demand well, and put in scalping limitations. I think it's an amazing job. Hearty well done, GW. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think #dead game? Do you genuinely think that the second largest wargaming game in the world is a #dead game? What I wouldn't give to just see like Games Workshop analytics on things, I'd love to see it, honestly. About anything they do, it'd be awesome. But if you made it this far in the video, this is a #triple hello. Very wholesome. Thank you for making it this far, guys. Quick hobby update. I'm doing Sisters of Battle, so I finally found out what it is that I like in an army. Like, I now know what I want in a 40k army, and dude, I have not been making good purchases up until now, but now that I've discovered it, because I've played a bit more, and I've seen like what I like, what I don't like, I think I might actually be able to stop depression buying and buy something that is like, yes, this is the army. If you want to know more about that, check out my podcast that I'm doing with Beer and it's not really fully launched yet, but I've put a link to it somewhere in the top comment. Me and him are going to be talking about 40k, getting into it, etc. However, with that said, thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you continue to have a good day. Goodbye.